Hey everybody, I wanted just to thank you all for sending me your get well wishes and your get well soons. I definitely appreciate it. I am reading it. For me, the flu is worse at night. So I got these windows of time, these pockets of time where I can come in. And that's why I was like, let me make a couple of videos, especially with certain things that are bothering me, which is like the Texas Roadhouse. But flu comes in phases. It can be your throat, it can be your body aching, it can be your night sweats, it could be like your fever and everything else and runny nose. And so I'm just like, right now I'm like, okay, I feel good enough to, sit up and make a video or two. So let me see what I can do. But this situation with the Texas Roadhouse and the other restaurants who think it's funny to be in a group chat and talk about what they do to black people's foods when they come into their establishments is absolutely Neanderthal cave dwelling Viking behavior that I'm not surprised about. I often used to like think about back to the days of the sit-ins and the boycotts when our ancestors used to actually try to boycott or want the opportunity to eat in these establishments of people who didn't like them. And I used to be like, why? Create your own restaurants, go visit your own black owned restaurants, because if they don't like you, what are they going to do to your food? What are they going to destroy your food? If they're willing to do that now, what do you think they was going to do then? And I just urge and encourage that you guys start cooking from home more. You guys can get all these recipes that they have at Texas Roadhouse or any other restaurant that was named in that group chat, or any other that probably wasn't named in a group chat, where they have a predominantly white staff and probably one of those areas that are real racist, and said they're playing around with your food. Because one thing we don't play around is our as our money and our food. And the fact that they're sitting up there and they think it's so funny, and they blatantly out here with these group chats bragging about it, about just whatever it is that they're saying that they're doing to the food. Do you know how vile, do you know how disgusting you have to be in order to think it's funny that you're doing that to somebody's food? I couldn't even imagine, whether I like you or not, just forming spit to put on food, or rubbing a burger on the floor, or just whatever they're doing, right? Rather they're doing some type of this more anything disgusting beyond that. I don't even it's gonna make me, even just thinking about it, just throw up in my mouth, because it's so vile, it's so disgusting. Start to cook from home more. Right. And I know between the E. coli recalls and the government messing up the food and 3D in our food, and then now you got restaurants doing what they're doing. But didn't we always know? Wasn't there always something in the back of our head that always told us that that's what they was doing? Now we're just getting confirmation. And once you have confirmation of that, then we have to do better. And I don't know what's the remedy. Like, do you never go out to a restaurant, or, do you make sure that the staff in the back is black or brown? Because for the most part, black and brown people aren't really spitting in your food, or maybe there's like a very small number. I don't know. Look what you have to think about. It's supposed to be in a modern society. You got to think about what people are doing to your food, what cooks and chefs and everything is doing to your food. Like, that is just so disgusting. I mean, just ill behavior and just bragging about it. I think that black and brown people, or the targeting blacks, I don't know about the brown, targeting blacks should get together and do a class action suit, because what is Texas Roadhouse and what is any other restaurant going to do about their employees who are admitting to in these group chats doing that to people's food, specifically black people? What is the remedy? What is the solution? What is the repercussion for those actions? Because how sure of yourself do you have to be to think that you can go on a group chat and talk so publicly about something that you're doing with somebody's food? Call for a class action. I don't eat at places like the Texas Roadhouse or Cracker Barrel. There's certain places that I just don't eat at, because I just know that they're just like white centered, right? And Cracker Barrel and Texas Roadhouse and Outback and stuff like that is, some of those establishments. I can't tell you the last time I've been at Applebee's. I can't tell you the last time I've been at a Fridays. And I'm not even knocking anybody if you still eat at those establishments. But in this day and age, you got to be very careful where you eat, what they're doing with the food, how they're doing your food. And if you just look and you just Google search and you just Bing search, whatever you want to do, and just look up these recipes, you too can make a blooming onion, or you too can find out how they do their steak, or you can find out any recipe that you can get at these restaurants, how they do it, because it's disgusting. And you got to be mindful, and you got to be very aware of, excuse me, you got to be very aware of what they're doing to our foods. And as soon as you know, and when you know better, you got to do better. And as far as like, even like the produce and things like that, one of the things that I told my daughters what I want to do is you can go to like Adopt Gardens, right? You can go into these cooperatives where you can either plant your own vegetables and your fruits, or you can give into the cooperative, and then you could go collect at the end of the month, end of the week, or whatever, and then start doing that. Let's just be a little bit more mindful of, making better choices of where we eat, what we eat, and who we eat from.